Thanks for joining us tonight. What we do here at Bull Rush is we explore what the idea of Ozark cuisine is. Basically, we're trying to define that because when you ask people, typically you can get either a vague answer or they'll talk about hunted game, wild meats like squirrel and such. And while that is part of it, to us, that's not really the answer of what Ozark cuisine or Ozark foods are. So what we do is we go back in time, and we go back in time to a point where the Osage indigenous people first encountered the settlers and the settlers who often would bring the enslaved. And these three distinct cultures come together at one very particular point in time, the late 18th and early 19th century. And each of them contributes in different ways to what we eat today in the Ozark region. And so you can't look at any one of those by themselves without looking at the others. And while there are people who say, well, the Osage and other indigenous people were here long before, again, what we're looking at is what we eat today and how we got here. And how we got here is that merger or the evolution of the three cultures coming together. So that's what we're going to explore tonight. We only use original source documents. We don't do textbooks. We look at manuscripts that are handwritten from the time that we find in archives. We work with a lot of letters, oral traditions that have been shared with us from the Osage Nation, and even some genealogy work around known freed slaves. All sorts of fun different projects that we use to ultimately get to that question. But you're not here for an academic lesson, you're here for a meal. So your first course tonight, this is a broth of roasted shallot. The shallot is served with roasted parsnips, some more roasted shallots, and a foam of hard apple cider. There's also butter glaze on all the vegetables, and that is a stingy nettle miso compound butter. We do a lot of foraging. Almost every course you're going to have tonight involves something we've gathered from the woods. And we always have an eye on zero waste and thinking year-round, just like the folks in the Ozarks would have done in the early 19th century, things like canning and preservation. And so you're going to see that throughout the night, but with our modern twist where we create things like misos, such as in this dish. I hope you enjoy your meal tonight, and if you have any questions, please do let us know. Thanks.